Hello folks and fellow YouTubers, welcome to Team Bombersports TV once again for my third diecast review in quick succession for 2012. And it's a third V8 Supercar review. They're really starting to come thick and fast now that I've actually found places to get them. I'm starting to build my collection quite nicely. As you can see, in recent weeks we've reviewed these three already, 2 Holdens and a Ford. And today we've got another Holden to show you, and it's another one from China. It's the same location that I got the other 2 Holdens from. Very, very cheaply, unboxed from a eBay seller in China. So you do cross your fingers to hope that they're in reasonable condition. But for the price I got them, which is literally a nickel and a dime, it was literally nothing. Just to get a V8 Supercar model for that cheap, really, really good. Anyway, the model in question is a Holden that not many people probably knew about. It was only around for one season and then sort of vanished again. There it is. It's the 2011 David Reynolds Stratco Racing Holden Commodore. Let me just see if I can work. This stand really is terrible, by the way. It is terrible. There we go. Yep, it's the David Reynolds 2011 Stratco Racing Holden Commodore. Now, I say Stratco Racing, it's actually just a Kelly racing car, so it's a sister car to the Jack Daniels racing cars. This raced alongside the 2 Jack Daniels cars and Greg Murphy's Pepsi Max Crew Holden car. They were all out of the Kelly racing stable. Rather ironic considering I have a can of Pepsi Max to drink during this review. But this is the 4th car from the Kelly racing stable. It was given to David Reynolds, who I think had just freshly come out of the Fujitsu development series, which is like the V8 Supercars version of the Nationwide series. He'd come out of that series and they gave him this car to run. I think Tony Ricciardello had run the car the previous year with Stratco sponsorship. Literally the only sponsor on the car. A little bit, I don't even know what Stratco is, what company it is, but this is the car. And David Reynolds actually did pretty well in the car. He wasn't too bad. He put in some pretty good performances, some pretty eye-catching performances. Was around the kind of lower end of the top 10, kind of top 15 some of the time in it. So he did pretty well. Much better than some of the other teams that are kind of around that area that you think he'd sort of be near the back of the field just filling out the grid. But he did quite well in the car. He earned himself a move to the Bottolo Racing team, which is a shadow operation of Ford Performance Racing for 2012. And he's done well this year in that car. He famously got a 2nd at Bathurst. And if only he'd had just the guts to just shove it down the inside, he might have won the Bathurst 1000. In the end, he got 2nd, which is still hugely impressive. This was his car, obviously let's go back to 2011, this was his car for 2011. Let's take a closer look at it. It's a classic car collectibles car, so it's the same as the other 2 Holdens, so very similar in terms of detail. But thankfully for this one, unlike the other models I got, there was no bits coming off it, and no bits stolen from other cars. And on that point, this is interesting, you'll like this, it was pointed out to me on the first review video that this Holden, the Will Davidson Holden, see that blank space there? There you go. Can you see it in the light? There's actually a toll decal there under the paint. There's supposed to be a black kind of toll decal to go with the Toll Holden Racing Team, but it's not there. It's just, it looks like it's almost been painted over. And that was pointed out to me by 51 Mighty Murph, was it? I think that was the username. I just remember he had a Greg Murphy related username, so that got me respect from me straight away. But well pointed out. And it's the kind of thing I've kind of got used to. As I said, you pay cheap as chips money for a car from one of these cars from China. I've no idea where it's come from, taken out of a set, unboxed, was it damaged, whatever. But you do expect little glitches like this. But there was only one thing on this car, and I'll see if I can show you it. It's the right rear wheel. Something weirdly up with it. It wouldn't spin freely, and as you can see, it screws on and off, so it doesn't roll freely. If you tighten it up, it just stays solid. And as you can see there, gives us a nice opportunity to check out the brake disc assembly. So good detail there. Something we've not been able to do on our previous reviews, but it's really weird. You screw it back on, it doesn't roll freely, and if you spin it the other way, it unscrews itself. Very odd, it's not even going on now. The first ever 3-wheel diecast review. Now there we go, it's back on. But that, as far as I can see, and there, as you can see, it doesn't spin. So, a bit odd, but as far as I can see, that's the only thing, the only real kind of glitch I can see with this car. Otherwise, it's fine. And then again, there's not really that many details on this car. It's literally, as you can see, Stratco, 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 Stratco. There's nothing else on it. It's not like the other cars that are a veritable deluge of various different like sponsor decals. There's a little V8 Supercars badge on the side there. There's a kind of strip of decals along the bottom. But that's about it. That's about it, really. But it's still finished off in the same classic car collectible style. Really good detail underneath. All of the suspension body and the suspension components all put together really nicely. The 9-inch rear end, it's all put together. The spoiler is on, and that it's the correct spoiler this time. As you can see just the little Kelly Racing decal on it, so it is the correct one. And the Volvo thing on the back, that relates to Holden being part of General Motors, as are Volvo, I think. I'd assume so anyway. So yeah, not a huge amount to say about this car, because it is very minimalist, but I actually like it for that. It's just very simple. It's just some race car in a really nice shade of red, and the Stratco decals on the side kind of look speedy. They're nicely angled on it, and I actually have a special plan for this car for my stop motion series. Comment away and tell me what you think of this. But because this car does not exist anymore in modern V8 supercars, and the driver has moved on to another team in that, I'm tempted to make this car a kind of wild card entry and to put various kind of international guest drivers into this car for each of the races. It's just an idea. I might still have like a regular V8 supercar driver, or even David Reynolds himself, drive this car. But it's an idea I'm playing with at the moment, mainly because I could get like some touring car, British touring car or world touring car drivers in there as a guest driver in my V8 supercar stop motion races. So comment away, tell me what you think of this idea. For now, that's pretty much it in terms of the review. I'm trying to shorten down a bit. I realise they've been going on quite a bit with me muttering on about nice diff assemblies and things. But that's about it for the diecast review. Another really nice diecast from Classic Car Collectibles from the 2011 series, which would be the same series as my Craig Lowndes diecast. This one, the camo car. So lovely, really well turned out car. Nice simplistic livery, looks good. So that's about it really. This has been my review of the 2011 David Reynolds Kelly Racing stroke Stratco Racing Holden Commodore. In the meantime, I might be bringing back Garage Area under a different name, more to do with V8 supercars and international racing, so watch out for an episode of that fairly soon. Depends on when I can get the chance to start working on it. And I've also got still a few more V8 supercars on order, so they will be reviewed in due course as soon as they turn up. But for now, keep having fun, keep doing what you're doing out there on YouTube. Keep moaning about the new layout, which is pretty terrible, but hey, isn't every new layout on every website? And I'll see you soon.